I crabbed a lot.
Okay.
And then I started watching Deadliest Catch, and I kind of want to go out and be on one of those boats. Not for maybe the whole voyage, but like, man, I'd love to reel in some damn snow crab, and just because I'd feel like a badass.
He's working on 100 million streams globally, and he has a new album called Manchester. I'm excited that Sam Grow is here in the Up and Country Studios in Nashville in person. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's nice to see you in person.
That's right.
We got to do an interview last year virtually,
Yeah.
And I will never forget the interview because I asked you, well, where are you right now, Sam? And where were you?
I was in a liquor store parking lot. You know, I thought it was appropriate. Just pull right on up there. And in case the interview went bad, I could just go in there and fix my problems.
Exactly. You know, you're like a Boy Scout, right?
Yeah,
Very prepared.
Yeah, exactly.
And we had a great interview. That was a lot of fun, but it's nice to be here in Nashville, see you in person. A lot has happened in a year.
Yeah.
New album out, Manchester.
Yeah.
Tell us about the new album.
Excited. It's an album that I worked on for the past year. Wrote a lot of songs. I'm from a town called Manchester, Tennessee. I've lived there for the last almost 4 years. And all the stories that came from that little town, I wrote them all there, recorded some of them there. So that's what I named the album after, just because that was where the songs were inspired from.
Now, I know during the pandemic, which is kind of when we were hanging out virtually and everything, you were coming off of a pretty big album, right?
Yeah.
And you had a song on there with Colt Ford.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And then it was like, boom, we got a pandemic. It's like,
Yeah.
dang it. But you came up with a really great idea. Tell us about what you did during the pandemic.
Yeah, I still do it. I just got off of it. It was
you did? Okay,
it was a 6-week tour. So during the pandemic, when they kind of took our job away, I got really bored in my house and went on the internet and saw that even like super strict states during the pandemic, you could have 10 people over in your backyard. So I was like, well, this would be fun if I went and played in people's backyards. So I started this thing called Backyards Bonfires. In 2020, I played 89 shows from California all the way across the East Coast, all in my truck. I didn't take a bus or anything. I put 140,000 miles on my truck, and loved it so much that we did another run of it in 2021, and then I decided to just keep doing it for my career. So now we do it October through the first week of November. Every single year, I'm going to do it.
Really?
Yeah, I just love it so much. Yeah.
All right, so how are you choosing who you get to go see? Because I'd be like, y'all come to my backyard. I mean, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so we have a waiting list. Yeah, and I also have some people that are like my favorite that I feel like I have to put them on there. So I have a couple people that I sprinkle in through the weekends, and really I don't. Brad does all of it, my manager. But you know, as they come in new, we put them on a waiting list, and then we set them up for the next year. So January, we'll book next year's Backyards and Bonfires. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, can I get on the list, Brad?
Yeah.
Brad,
just talk to Brad.
Brad, put me on the list.
Talk to Brad. We do play in Tennessee too.
Okay, good. All right, there's chance for you. So make sure you're following Sam Grow, and maybe you can get on the list too, because that would be pretty incredible. So let's talk about growing up with music and everything. So you had a pretty musical family, right?
Yeah. I mean, none of them did it for a job. My daddy loved to sing, and so did my sister. She played piano, and we all sang in church. So it was like a natural thing for us to sing every week. And my dad had me get up and sing Amazing Grace one Sunday. And people clapped at the end, and I was like, well, this is kind of cool. And so I kept doing it. I caught the bug, and then my dad started bringing me out. Funny, because we go from church to bars, but my dad, he had a little place, a little bar that he'd go to every Wednesday night called Hotel Charles in my old hometown, and he'd have me come out and play for tips for his friends. I was well underage, so I thought it was cool to just be in a bar in general. And then I'd sing songs and I'd get paid, and I was like, wow, this is a job, and caught the bug. So I've been doing it for a living since I was 16 years old.
Wow. And now you're also a self-taught musician for several different musical instruments. Tell us what you play.
Yeah, I play guitar, drums, piano, bass, pretty much anything that I can get my hands on and make noise with. I normally can figure it out.
You're also, you had no vocal coaching when you started out, basically just from your dad?
No, they tried, my mom tried to put me in some lessons and stuff, but as soon as you put a structure to it, I didn't enjoy it anymore. So they were just like, whatever. And then I kind of learned guitar by getting one of those guitar charts from Walmart. And I just sat in my room and I would just put my fingers where I saw it on the chart. And,
wow.
And then I got bored of playing other people's music, so I started writing my own, and that was it.
That is so cool. I mean, there you go, self-taught. I mean, being young like that might be a little bit easier. I'm like kind of like old dog, would love to learn a new trick, but I think it might be a little bit harder at this age.
No, I tell people all the time, it's never too late, and nothing is ever too late. You know, like, and one of my favorite stories, my daughter, she's 14, and I had her when I was 20 years old, and she loves like acting and Broadway.
Nice.
And she always, you know, the normal restraints that come with chasing a dream is like, I don't think I could ever do that.
Oh, yeah.
But we went and I took her to Broadway and we saw Wicked, and there was a guy that was Oz. He was 64 years old, and he made his Broadway debut. And I was telling her, like, imagine if at 62 he thought he was too old to try to chase that dream anymore. He wouldn't have made it. So it's never too late for anything, you know?
It's never too late.
If you got a dream out there,
that's right.
Do it.
Sage advice from Sam Grow.
Yeah.
Now, you're bundled up because we're in winter right now.
Yeah.
But you got a significant amount of tattoos.
I do.
You do. How many tattoos?
I have no idea. It's a lot. What you do is like when you start to get a sleeve going, when you start to have little gaps, they just like start putting random things. Like on this elbow, in the shading, he put a star like within the shading. So like my tattoo artist at the time was just anything he could add in there to kind of fill space. So I have so many. I have a ton.
So how do you, I always ask this. I have no tattoos whatsoever. I'm a total baby. I'm chicken. But I always wonder, like, how do you choose? Like, how do you choose something? Is it coming from an emotion? Is something that means something to you? How are you picking tattoos?
Everything has a story.
Yeah.
Like my in-between tats, you know, or whatever, but every main tattoo I have has a story. Like so I grew up in Kansas for a little while from 6 to 12, and it was where I felt most centered with my family. It's where I grew up in church and like started singing and the whole thing. So I have an anchor here with the Kansas sunflower.
There you go.
Obviously, I've been in Tennessee for the last 8 years, and then I was born in Maryland. So there's all the places that
is awesome.
I've lived in
and
my
you can
life.
put them together like that.
Yep. It's what makes what makes me me, you know, right there.
So it's kind of like, you know, storytelling in country music and then storytelling with the tattoos too.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Okay, well, I noticed you brought your guitar. I'm very happy about that. Will you play us one of your songs from your new album?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. When we come back, Sam Grow is going to play us the song from the new album, Manchester.
Hey, y'all, I'm Sam Grow, and this is my song, Without You.
You'd probably be lost in a bottle. You'd probably be all alone. You'd probably be down at the bottom, too far down, too far gone. I don't know why you picked me. It still don't make sense. I don't know why you're with me. God sent you for me, I guess. I don't know where I'd be without you loving me. More lost and found, girl. There ain't no doubt, no. I don't know what I do, yeah, baby, that's the truth. Don't wanna know me without, don't wanna know me without you now. Me without you. You'd be just fine without me. Fall for another guy. I'm sure he'd love you, baby. Wouldn't see you through my eyes. So if you ever wonder if I know what I got, for me there is no other beat for you. I swear to God, I don't know where I'd be without you loving me. More lost and found, girl. There ain't no doubt, no. I don't know what I do, yeah, baby, that's the truth. Don't wanna know me without, don't wanna know me without you now. Me without you. lost and found, girl. There ain't no doubt, no. I don't know what I do, yeah, baby, that's the truth. Don't wanna know me without, don't wanna know me without you. Me without you.
All right, that's Sam Grow, Without You. Thank you so much for playing that.
Yeah, thank you so much for letting me do it.
So kind of a little bit of love song.
Yeah.
Like, tell us about that style on the album.
Yeah, it's not my style normally. I'm your go-to when it comes to sadness or bar drinking music.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I needed to have a love song. Actually, a lengthy conversation with my mother for a long time because, you know, my luck with love has been kind of iffy. And she told me it was because I sing sad songs about love every single time I play. And she said I was kind of calling that to my life. So I wrote a love song about an imaginary girl, and it actually worked. So my mom was right. So I'm in a great relationship now. So thanks, Mom.
Oh, way to go, Mama.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And 1.4 million streams already on Spotify, right?
Yeah.
Not
Keep
bad.
streaming it. I get paid 0.0031 cents every time you listen to my song. I appreciate you to put that thing on repeat.
Exactly. Just put it on repeat. That's
Yeah.
all you need to do.
Yeah.
Well, so exciting stuff. You played the Grand Ole Opry. You did your debut this time last year.
Yeah, November 27th.
Yeah, what was that like?
Incredible. The best advice I got was one of the stage guys told me before I walked out on stage. He was like, hey, this is going to go by so quick, and he said it's all going to be a blur. So the one thing you have to try to do for me is, he said, you only get to step in the circle in front of a live audience for the first time one time.
Yes.
He said, so watch your boot cross over into the circle. So I did that, thankfully did that, and then I called out my daughter while I was on stage, and they lifted the house light.
Emery Harlow, she's 13 years old, and for 13 years I've been chasing this, longer than 13 years, been chasing this dream to get to this point, and she told me today, she said, Dad, I just want to let you know how proud of you I am.
So those are like my two main memories of the Opry, and it was my Super Bowl. That's been my biggest goal of my entire career, was to play the Grand Ole Opry, so I did it.
Okay, I love that story. I'm like getting teary-eyed. I'm like,
yeah.
as I always say, I'm like the two places I cried, church and the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah,
Guaranteed
for real.
every single
for
time.
real. And it was a big thing for me too, because my dad, the first time he brought me to Nashville, I was 14 years old, and he drove me over to the Grand Ole Opry and told me that, you know, there's going to be a ton of country artists that come into town, but it doesn't count until they step into the circle. And I lost my dad in 2018, so it was one of his big dreams, and I thought it was never going to be possible. He got to watch me front row from heaven, but it was something that I've always wanted to do.
That is so cool. Was that your daughter's first time there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Man, full
yeah.
circle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was awesome. That was her first experience at the Grand Ole Opry, and her first experience was watching her dad play. So it's kind of hard to beat, you know.
Yeah, what a memory. Holy cow, that is
yeah.
awesome. Well, before I let you go, we got to do one last thing. We got to play my world famous game, Truth or Truth. Are you ready to play the game?
Truth or truth?
It's truth or truth.
Okay, you get to pick your own question.
Okay,
Well, we're going to do a couple questions.
sweet. All right. What's one thing on your bucket list? Oh man, I have so many things on my bucket. Oh, you probably want music related, right?
No, it can be anything. I want to hear anything.
I would like to play Red Rocks. I would like to
Okay.
play Red Rocks. I think that would be cool.
All right.
That's one thing on my bucket
Okay,
list.
well, let's see. We'll have Mama tell you to write a song about it.
That's right.
And then and then we'll just make that happen, right? We'll just manifest it.
Yeah, that's right. Just
That's a
every
good
day,
one.
wake up and look at it.
Any other besides music that would be a bucket list?
So I grew up on the Potomac River. So it's in between Maryland and Virginia, and I crabbed a lot.
Okay.
And then I started watching Deadliest Catch, and I kind of want to go out and be on one of those boats. Not for maybe the whole voyage, but like, man, I'd love to reel in some damn snow crab, and just because I'd feel like a badass, you know.
Yeah, those guys are
That's what I'm saying.
badasses.
It'd be awesome. So yeah, maybe one of that. That would
Okay.
be cool. It'd let me do like a week, but doubtful though, you know, because when they go out there, they go out there for a while.
I think you could do it.
Maybe. I just have to rent out the ship. You want to be the captain, Brad? It'd be the smoothest sail ever. He would avoid all choppy waters.
Where are the crabs?
Catch no crab. Legit.
Okay, I like that one. That's good. That's something we have not heard on this show.
You know? All right. If you could swap lives with anyone, who would it be? Ooh. Oh, man. I don't know. I kind of am grateful and thankful for my own life. But if I could swap lives, it would probably be with my bulldog, Loretta. Because she has a pretty cush life.
Pretty cush life. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Loretta.
Yeah.
How cute. And you named her for Loretta Lynn?
Yeah. She's 3 years old, and she doesn't act like she's 3. She acts like she's 100. She's pretty grouchy, sleepy, and lazy, but she honestly is the sweetest. And she goes on the road with me a lot too. Okay. And just a great road dog. And
I have to ask, does she sleep in the bed with you?
No.
Oh, see? I was surprised. No. I was going to guess.
No, sometimes I'll cave, and like obviously when we're on the road, she sleeps in the hotel bed with me all the time. But yeah, no, at home she has her own big memory foam cushy bed. So, she lives a life, people. Like that, I want to switch lives with my dog for a reason. So yeah.
So, all the treats, the good food, the nice bed.
Yeah, she lives the life for sure.
Yeah. Loretta. Okay, well we'll have to put up a picture of Loretta. So.
Yeah, I got a ton of them. What is the most embarrassing thing you've ever done?
I have a list, but that's just me.
What story? So, one on the road with Colt Ford and Co Wetzel. Co is a big Jack Daniels drinker, so am I. We bonded over that. After his set, he walked over to me, and I drink Jack straight up. I put ice in it. That's the only thing I mix with my Jack Daniels. And that's how he likes to drink it. So he gave me a bottle of Jack Daniels, and he had a bottle of Jack Daniels. And our challenge of the night was to each drink our own bottles.
Oh, in one night?
Yeah, and we did.
Oh, my.
We did. I don't suggest it, kids. Don't do it.
Not recommended.
Don't do it. Yeah, it takes years of experience. But then Co has a tradition that after you drink the bottles, you have to smash it.
Oh.
So we go out front of his bus, and he smashes his bottle on the ground beautifully, like a rock star would. I'm drunk, very drunk, and wound up, threw the bottle, and threw it right against his bus, and smashed the entire bottle over the bus. So that was pretty embarrassing. Luckily, I was drunk, and I wasn't embarrassed until the next day. Me and Co thought it was awesome in the moment. Next day, not so much.
Not so much. Oh, man. Oh, that's good. I'm sure he's forgiven you by now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Did you send over an extra bottle just to say, hey, sorry?
No, I didn't.
No.
He doesn't need an extra bottle of anything. Yeah, he's set for life. But yeah, no, he thought it was hilarious, so it worked out okay.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right. No hard feelings.
No,
we're all good.
None at all. No.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming out to the studio here in Nashville. It's great to meet you in person.
You too.
Excited about the new album. You guys go download it on all of the music platforms. It's called Manchester. Sam Grow. Follow him on the socials as well. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching Up in Country. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave us a comment. We do new episodes every Tuesday, and be sure to follow Up in Country on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And you can follow me too at Sue Bonzell on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.